Hey, everybody. Welcome to another fun and exciting episode of the Utah High School Hoops Podcast. I am your host, Adam Peak, and today I'm going to go through each region 1 through, how many do we got here? 20 something. 22. Regions 1 through 22. I'm going to talk about the teams that I expect to win, if I expect a team to win, and just some players to watch. And listen, there's 1 month left. 1 month left. It's crazy in the regular season here in Utah, and there are some really intriguing and exciting things that are happening, narratives that are forming, teams that we should be watching, questions that I have. So let's get into it right now. All right. I should probably have some sort of like transition, just like doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's I'm going to pull up the Deseret News current standings as of January 12th. We're going to go with regions 1 through 22. So if you want to hear me talk about your region, and you don't want to hear me talk about all the other regions, then you can probably go ahead and fast forward your way on through some of this stuff. Region 1 in 6A, we got Davis sitting here at 9-4. Syracuse is 9-5. Layton is 10-5. Farmington is 9-5, and Weber is 6-8. This region is historically always very, very difficult. So let me say a couple things. Number one, I expect Davis to win this region, but I do not expect it to be comfortable. I can see a team like Farmington potentially upsetting a team like Davis if they get them on an off shooting night. Syracuse has already beaten Layton, as you can see right here. They won 63-57. Syracuse is a team that Layton can absolutely beat Davis. So my expectation is for the Davis Darts to win Region 1. They are currently sitting atop Region 1. It would not surprise. That is a high possibility, but it's not a probability, if that makes sense. But love what Davis is doing, and that region is going to be a battle on any given night. And by the way, Weber is going to fight and scratch and claw and make life hard and difficult as well. Let's keep going here to Region 2. This one, Westlake is hard to argue against. Obviously, they're 14-0. They are 3-0 in region. This week they play at Bingham. Bingham has been absolute giant slayers at home in South Jordan, and that's going to be a big test for Westlake. Here's the thing about Westlake. Westlake, they just have guys, and it is a wave of dudes. And so they're all like 6'2" to 6'5". It seems like just shooters, high IQ. They're on a string defensively. They are the quintessential team, and that speaks volumes. Obviously, Mountain Ridge is at 11-4. They're in second place. They're 3-1 in region. Another dangerous team is Harriman. Riverton is Cape Cedar. All of these teams, Copper Hills, you mean to tell me that Isaiah Reiser isn't just going to go off in a game and make someone like Bingham or Mountain Ridge nervous? So tough region, similar to Region 1, but I got Westlake, who's currently at top, coming out on top in a month in Region 2. Region 3, I have no idea. I think that anytime they play, American Fork is likely going to have the two best players, and Jax Clark and Bryce Mella, who are matchup nightmares on the court. So, but look at that. You got Sky Ridge is at 10-3. Lone Peak is 9-6. Corner Canyon is 8-8. And Lehigh is 5-8. Now, obviously, they lost by 12 to American Fork. But again, can Lehigh beat American Fork? I absolutely think that Lehigh is capable of beating American Fork. So it's a cop-out. Any one of those 5 teams can win. If I have a high degree of possibility that I think that Westlake and Davis will win, I think I'm pretty mixed. I suspect American Fork is going to end up taking 6A. They're very, very good, very well coached. It's a little unfortunate though. There's so few 6A teams and so many 5A teams. So let's get in here to Region 4 in 5A. You've got Cypress sitting at the top. They are 8-3. I think that Cypress has between Coley and Beckham and Allen, they're going to have the 3 best players on the court in any of these games in region. I would expect for Cypress to not lose a game in region. Sorry, Coach Trey, for giving you the announcer's jinx. I think Cypress is going to go undefeated in region. Although I will say, watch out. There was a game last year, I think it was at Cypress, when West Jordan played at Cypress, and Ian McIntyre went crazy. I think he had 8 threes. He had a game with 8 or 9 threes in the Utah top 50. And so, is there going to be a game like that where, where someone from Hillcrest or West or Ian at West Jordan is going to be able to pop off and make things interesting? Yeah, that's going to happen because it's region play and it's a bunch of teenage boys playing a basketball game. But I expect Cypress to win Region 4. The biggest question is going to be, if Cypress goes undefeated in Region 4 and they have a really high RPI, are they going to feel battle tested enough? I think they will. I really like what Coach Trey does there. But they're going to be getting ready for the state playoffs and doing their best to do that. Let's get down here to Region 5. You've got Roy has the best overall record at 11-4, but they just lost a game to Clearfield. Westfield looks like they're not only at the top of region at 4-0, but they look like the best team in the region to me currently. I think that Drew Faddis is a very good basketball player. Was able to watch him a little bit when Westfield beat Judge Memorial, who'll get to here in a second. But I expect Westfield to end the year in a month atop of Region 5. Region 6 and Region 7, I won't do it. That was so 2025, wasn't it? The 6, 7. You've got Olympus, who is they lost an early game to Bingham, and this happens early in the season. But I will say this, and AJ over at Ballers Basketball has been talking about Oliver Clark for a while. He is a big addition, both figuratively and literally, a big addition to Olympus. He gives them a lob threat. They've got Olympus has shooters all around the court, and then they have the best player in 5A. They have the best player in UHSAA basketball potentially. I mean, it's between him and Dean, in my opinion, on who's going to win kind of the Gatorade Player of the Year. But they had a come from behind win on the road at Highland. They had another come from behind win at home against Springville, who we'll talk about here in Region 7. Can Highland go into Olympus and get a win? Yes, they can. Will they? That's up to them. But can they? Absolutely. They absolutely can. They had Olympus on the ropes and didn't finish the game. Can Bountiful get hot in a game and take down a Highland or Olympus? Of course they can. Can Woods Cross, can Viewmont get hot in a game? Now, Viewmont, obviously, they played Olympus. They lost by a good amount. So I'm not going to sit here and say Viewmont is guaranteed to do it. But these guys, they all have the players to pull this off. So I think that Olympus is playing at such a high level right now that they're going to take Region 6. But it's between Olympus and Highland, in my opinion. Coming down here to Region 7, Wasatch is 14-1. The question that I think everyone has for Wasatch, and we're going to find this out, they play Pleasant Grove, I think, this Friday. They've got to play Timpview. They've got to play PG. They've got to play Springville. I think they still have to play Orem. Their hardest schedule is still in the next month. And so we're going to learn a lot about Wasatch. Now, Carson Benke, JJ Seary, and Ike Mitchell, they have guys. It's not just, JJ Siri, who's very good. He's an elite basketball player. But is that it? I don't know. I just don't. But the beautiful part is in this next month, the region play, we're going to find out. You can see hasn't been a whole lot of region games that have happened. Orem lost. Obviously, they games like this happen. Look, the Utah Jazz are a bunch of professional basketball players, and they just lost a game by 55 points. So sometimes Orem had a bad game against Timpview, and Timpview played well, and they doubled them up. Orem lost by 1 to Pleasant Grove, who, by the way, is also fully capable. Pleasant Grove is fully capable of winning the region. Payson is now they lost the game to Maple Mountain. They're 10-3. They're defending 4A state champions. They know how to win. They're well coached. They're going to surprise some teams. This is Timpview's region to lose, though. In my opinion, I think that Timpview is gonna win the region. I expect Springville to bounce back from their game against LCA, which I was at, and Springville did not look great in that game. Just be totally honest. Mason Hansen went nuclear. After 3 quarters, he had 30 of their team's 38 points. It was a crazy game to be at and watch. And PG's on. They beat Layton. They beat Davis. They beat Orem. That's a team that can do it. So Region 7 is going to be tough, but I expect Timpview to pull it out. Let's keep going here. Region 4, Provo plays Timpanogos this week. Those are the top 2 teams in the region, in my estimation. I haven't gotten to watch Mountain View much, but I think that Provo or Timpanogos they're going to be at the top. And I expect Provo. Listen, Makai Allen, I think, is still the front runner for 4A Player of the Year. Callan Tolstrup is playing great basketball. Just picked up an offer to CSI, so congratulations to Callan on that. It's a tremendous opportunity to go play junior college basketball at one of the top programs in the country. Going down here to Region 8, I have zero idea. No idea. It's going to be one of Pineview, Dixie, Crimson Cliffs, Hurricane, Snow Canyon, or Desert Hills. Sorry, Cedar City. You're at 0-5, but all of these. Listen, Desert Hills is 1-4. They're 7-8 on the year. But if you go down here and you look at their losses, right? They got a 5-point loss to Snow Canyon. They beat Riverton by 3. They lost to Syracuse, who, by the way, just beat Layton. They lost by 2. They lost to Pineview by 3. And then they lost at Dixie by 11. Desert Hills, even though they're in second to last place in this region and 1-4 in region, maybe they don't have enough time to catch up, but that's a good team. It's a very good team. I have no idea. Between Region 9 and Region 10, they're both similar, right? Region 10, you got East. Shout out to Coach Landon, what he's doing there. They're at 5-0. Juan Diego, I'm not sure how long Dang Dang is out. I just have noticed he's not in the box scores recently. If he's out for a prolonged period of time, Juan Diego has they've got Trey, they've got Javi, they've got guys that can carry the load, but Dang Dang is he's a force in that region. Judge is sitting at 3-2. They have a 1-point loss to Juan Diego and a double overtime loss to Cottonwood. Just got Masir came in. He's played 1 game with them, and that was the double overtime loss to Cottonwood, where he, Iman, Kalu, and AJ all fouled out in overtime. It's crazy to watch. 66 free throws attempted in that game. It was a weird game. And Murray, I think they were really up and down to start the year. Some really big losses by a lot of points, then some big wins. But no shade on Jordan. I think Holden Warnick or Park City and Luke Rice, they're those are really talented players. I just think 1 through 7, they're going to struggle to compete in Region 10. But I think either East Juan Diego, Judge, Cottonwood, or Murray is going to win Region 10, similar to Region 9. So lots of battles are going to be happening there, including this week. Tomorrow, Judge goes to East. Keep going here through Region 11, and apologies to the teams up north. I'm just not as familiar. Somebody reached out to me about Ridgeline, and you were absolutely right. I had to do the research. Y'all are playing really well. So Ridgeline is 5-0. They're 9-5 overall, 5-0 in region. Let's see, who do we got playing well here that I've totally missed out on shouting out? You got Cam Earl. Cam is averaging 14, 4, and 2. They're just, look at this: 4 points, 7 points, 14, 5, 6 points per game. How do you game plan for a team with a bunch of guys that just kind of get the ball and score? So Cam's a 2026, 6'1" point guard. I've probably messed up on not having you ranked. You got Tyson Brenchley here, 2027 player, second leading scorer. So shout out to Cam and Tyson. Apologies for not being familiar, but you got Ridgeline. I'm not familiar enough to be able to say like Ridgeline is definitively better than Skyview or Stansbury or even Green Canyon. Green Canyon is a defending region champions. Really like Gavin Crane's game. Bear Rivers obviously they've got Kaiser Thurgood. They're at 5-10, but who knows? I think Deseret Peak is a new school, so they're not allowed to have any seniors, maybe even juniors. I'm not exactly sure, but best of luck as you continue to grow. And hey, if you're able to play varsity basketball, that's something that no one can ever take away from you. Let's keep going here through 3A. We are 17 minutes into this episode. 3A. Morgan is still the class of 3A. They're 13-2 overall, 2-0. By the way, one of those losses was to Westfield, who I mentioned up at the top. So Morgan is 13-2. I think their other loss was to Provo. So no shame in losing to either one of those two teams. The team that I look at this and I say, we have to maybe watch and see, can they make something interesting, is the 1-13 Logan Grizzlies, who I don't know why, but just Sadie Nenby was out for most of the year. He came back. I would say that they upset Ogden, but him and Ethan Woolley created a two-man game that maybe that's interesting. I'm not familiar enough with Logan. Obviously, they were 0-13 without Sadie, and they're 1-0 with him. So we'll see. But I expect Morgan not only to win Region 12, I expect them to win the state championship and repeat. Coming down here to Region 13, you've got Emory at 10-5 and 1-0. Let's go look here at the Emory Spartans real quickly. They've got a loss, or they beat Ogden. They've got a loss to Bear River. We'll talk about American Leadership Academy here in a second. They beat American Heritage. That's a good win for Emory. And so we'll go with Emory, just based on a very quick observation. We'll go with Emory to take Region 13. Region 14, Richfield and Jurgen Southwick. They're 9-6, 2-0 in region. I think it's going to be between them, and it looks like Delta. We'll go with Delta. Coming down here to 2A. So 2A, you've got North Summit, led by Tate Pace. They are 11-2. They have some really, really impressive wins. Their loss to American Leadership Academy, again, maybe it's similar to Orem and Timpview in that they just had a bad game. ALA played really well. I think that ALA is a top team in 2A. But North Summit and South Summit, you got Gunnison Valley here at 1-1. I think that they just recently lost to North Summit, but I think it's North Summit's region to lose at this point. Region 16, APA West Valley. They play a little bit later against the Utah Military Camp Williams, who is at 11-2. but I think that APA West Valley is going to end up taking Region 16 fairly handily. Region 17, similarly. ALA, I was interested to see how Roland Hall would do. I still think that Roland Hall ends up as the number 2 team in that region. Watch out for Intermountain Christian in their 2 region games. They've been without their best player, Ben Warner, the freshman, who recently had a 42-point game, was injured. I think he's going to be back for, I think they play ALA actually tonight at ALA. So hopefully Ben is back for that game. Ben and Jackson Smith. I coached Intermountain Christian School for 1 year, so that's been fun to watch them. Region 18, Kanab and Kyle Brown are 5-0. Expect them. I think it's going to come down to Kanab versus ALA in 2A. North Summit would be the other team, and APA West Valley. So the teams that are at the top of and you know what, actually, let me look this up, because I got an anonymous source who reached out to me and said, you got to watch out for Parowan. So I said, okay. And let's go through here. They got let's see, lost to Bryce Valley, 11-point loss to ALA. They beat Roland Hall. That's a big win. Lost to South Sevier, beat Panguitch. So maybe Parowan's a team that the Rams that we should be watching out for there. But obviously they just lost to South Sevier. So one of the Rams will compete with the Kanab Cowboys. Let's keep going here through 1A, and we'll finish this up. Green River, shout out to Jason Hernandez over at the Green River Pirates. Just eclipsed the 1,000-point career total for points scored. That's a big deal. And by the way, if you're not familiar, 1A basketball is a grind because these schools are spread out all over the place, and you end up driving 2, 3, 4 hours in a team bus sometimes to play one game, staying in a hotel either the night before, then going home. It's not for the faint of heart. So you might look at 1A basketball and be like, whatever, those guys. But this is tough. It's hard. It's a hard schedule. But Green River, we'll take the Pirates to win Region 19. Region 20 historically been dominated by Panguitch, who's the defending state champions. You got Wayne. I think I've moved Wayne up to the second ranking in my top 10. They're 3-0 in region, 10-3 overall. Let's go take a look here at who's playing well for the Wayne. Was it the Bobcats? Let's see here. All right, we got shout out to Hunter Robbins. Oh, Blake Peterson. Look at Blake Peterson. 18 points per game for Blake. He scored 234 points on the year. So Tristan Martinez, Blake Peterson, Hunter Robbins. You guys keep tearing it up there for Wayne. So I'll take the Badgers, the Wayne Badgers, to win Region 20. Region 21, I suppose we're going to have to go with Mount Vernon, who are the only team. They're 3-11. So give me Mount Vernon to take Region 21. Region 22 is this is my prediction. Whoever wins Region 22 is going to be the favorite to win state. You got Rich. So Rich is 2-0. They got off to a slow start, but that's because, in my estimation, their best player and potentially the player of the year in 1A, Ridge Lundgren, was out. He's back. They're playing well. Tabiona has a player with absolutely the best name in all of high school basketball in the state of Utah, Rocky Rhodes. They're at 2-0. Tintic they are the only team to beat Manila so far this year. Even though they're at 2-7, Coach Patton has them playing well. Hagen Jamison, shout out to Hagen, just had a triple-double for the Tintic Miners. And then Manila and Coach Mike Hughes. I was not being sarcastic. Coach Hughes is one of the most genuine, incredible people in Utah high school basketball. We went to Manila for a tournament, and he was so accommodating. He was so helpful. And I love to be able to give him his flowers. And they're 12-1. Like I said, they had their one loss to Tintic. Manila is currently ranked number 1 in my power rankings. You got Kale, 16.31, and T. Goodman at 15.77. They are following in the footsteps of who was I'm trying to remember who was the player that Manila who just torched us. Tuck Davis, just absolutely Tuck Davis and Kyler Hughes. So the reincarnation of Tuck Davis and Kyler Hughes and Cale Chowning and T. Goodman over at Manila. All right. So that's we got every region covered in 25 minutes. Everybody go. You can subscribe to both sites, utahbasketball.net, which is where the podcast lives and articles are. And then prepbasketball.net is player and team rankings. Those are going to continue to be updated, usually daily. I'll make some movements based on who's playing, who wins and who loses on the team rankings. The player rankings, I can't really update as frequently as I'd like to, but you can subscribe to both. If you just go subscribe to prepbasketball.net, it'll automatically subscribe you to utahbasketball.net. Also over there, claim your player profiles. The free version, I've just included a whole bunch of more features. The reason why you should go do that is if you want to be contacted by college coaches, you can have all of your information in one spot. Everything that they want to know, your email, your phone number, your highlights, your attributes, all of it just in one spot. It's everything that a coach asks me for. You can put and it's free. The premium is for you to be able to get access to a database of over 3,000 college coaches and hit a button that says email, and it's going to pull in all of your stuff from your profile, and it's going to send out emails to college coaches, non-Division I college coaches. If you're a Division I basketball player, if you think that you're a Division I basketball player and no Division I college coaches are talking to you, your route is likely going to be through junior college. There's no shame in that. That is the most common route these days anyways. And so you have access to reach out to coaches, Division I JUCO, the NWAC. I think there's some California JUCOs in there. There's Division II, there's Division III. There's also NCCAA. There's all sorts of coaches on there that you can start reaching out to. That's $120 per year over at prepbasketball.net. Everybody enjoy your last month. Have a great time. Be kind. Be kind to the officials. Be kind to the coaches. And cheer for your team. Don't just cheer against the other team. Thanks, everybody.